Welcome to Cooper High School as we get set for high school baseball. Late season matchup here between the Brooklyn Center Centaurs and the Cooper Hawks. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Drew Keogh. And Drew, these teams both part of the Tri-Metro, but in this sport, Brooklyn Center not playing a Tri-Metro schedule, so technically a non-conference game, but they're kind of building toward getting back to being in the Tri-Metro in this sport, it sounds like, and kind of a gauge, a measuring stick for them today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these two teams compare. You see Cooper coming in with a struggling record, 2-13 or so, and Brooklyn Center is coming in at 5-6, a 500 record, but playing different level of competition. So it'll be good to see how these two teams compete against each other, especially knowing these kids have competed against each other in other sports throughout the seasons.
You kind of build toward the season, and then it feels like it goes awful quick here. This is senior day for Cooper. They'll be honoring a few seniors, and obviously we're just past the midway point of May, so we're already getting toward playoff time here too. And I think you'd like to, in each case, build a little bit of momentum so you at least feel like you have a shot in maybe your first round playoff game or something like that too.
Yeah, of course, playoff victories are always fun. But for both of these programs, it's more about giving the seniors a good end of the season and building on something for those underclassmen so they can come into next year and have a positive outlook.
Yeah, looking to have a good experience so that people come back. I mean, we've talked about it in other games. It's not automatic that you're just going to say, we've got a baseball team and there are going to be a lot of kids coming out. You kind of got to work for these guys now, especially with, lacrosse coming in and just various other things going on and shrinking maybe of some of the youth programs in that feed these particular schools too.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier where BC had a couple years where they weren't able to field a program, so you definitely want to keep that positive momentum. Even if you don't have the best record or best outcome throughout the season, you want to keep building that program, showing promise that there's an opportunity to play baseball and build a good program throughout the years.
So the umpires have just arrived and meeting with talking things over, and they are also going to be having a little bit of senior recognition, as we mentioned, coming up here for Cooper as well. So we'll take a little time out and come back and get set for start of this afternoon's ball game here as the Centaurs and the Hawks do battle next, coming up on CCX Sports. And welcome back to Cooper. Sun back out full. Actually, probably the warmest day we've had so far this spring. The clouds were out a little bit earlier and felt a little bit different then, but now these teams having to get used to a little bit of heat here as Brooklyn Center and Cooper get set to do battle. Brooklyn Center's lineup will be led off by their catcher Gabriel Morales, then Grant Tenoff, the shortstop, Anders Rydberg, the pitcher, hitting third, Jesus Anzaldo hitting in the 4 spot as the first baseman, Lorian Davis in right field. Then it's Byron Hawkins at second, Chris Horton, the center fielder, Thomas Alcott at third, and Igor Cherniak in left field, the 9-hitter for Kevin Pittman and the Centaurs. And defensively for Rob Eberle and Cooper, they've got Chris Giroux at third base. Shortstop is Cam Fox, Arlo Meyer at second base, and Simon Gullickson at first. E.J. Simmons, Matthew Girding, Blake Eberhardt in the outfield, Blake Hansen behind the plate, and doing the pitching is Owen Vetter for the Hawks. Owen, a sophomore, getting the call here today, and he'll be facing what's been Brooklyn Center's ace in Rydberg, so get a chance to see. And sometimes these games that it depends on where it falls in the week too, where how much pitching you have left to use and all of that kind of thing, and maybe how strong you view your opponent or the conference game. All of those things kind of come into play.
Yeah, definitely scheduling is a big part of it, knowing what you've gone through over the past week, your pitch limits, what you've gone over and who's available, and then what's available in the bullpen as you look forward to the weekend games as well.
Gabriel Morales hitting at .459 this year. A couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's scored 21 runs. Football player as well for Centaurs. Hits this one hard, but just foul past third. And Cooper glad it was so, because that one was going to be definitely down for extra bases.
Yeah, that was close. That was very, very close. Good solid contact, just foul, it looked like.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good line on it here, and I think it was definitely the right call. We started out fair, but skipped just wide of the bag. Off speed there, got him swinging, and it's 1-2. Fooled him a little bit with that one, but he got a piece of it on the inside pitch and fouls it away.
Definitely was not expecting that breaking ball there, but on a 1-2 count, that's a good strong pitch. Way to fight it off and stay alive. You want to foul anything off close to the plate that you think might be third strike called on you.
Taken low for a ball there by Morales, and it's 2-2.
Good at bat to start the game here for Morales. Seen a few pitches from the pitcher. You see he's got a fastball. You've seen his breaking ball. The rest of your team can see it. As a leadoff hitter who's scoring almost 2 runs per game, it's key for him to do whatever he can to get on base.
Fouling that one straight back, so the battle continues here. And that one plunks him. Morales, that's the kind you want to get hit by if you're going to get hit by a pitcher. That one wasn't moving terribly fast and off speed, and he will head down to first base.
Yeah, especially after fouling off that 1-2 curveball to just stay alive in that count, being able to take that pitch in the back, not much pain, but getting that leadoff runner on is key for Brooklyn Center here.
Grant Tenoff's hitting .444 this season. 11 runs scored, 8 driven in. He's got 4 doubles among his hits. Hits this one hard, and this one will be fair, right over the bag. Morales digging into third, the throw coming to third, and he got him. Good pickup in left field there by Simmons, so even with the runner going, they're able to get the out at third. It is a base hit for Tenoff. He'll advance to second on that throw in, so give him a single and then moves up, but good defensive play to get the out at third. I wasn't sure entirely if the ball was held onto by the third baseman, and it looks like Giroux might be shaken up out there too.
Yeah, I think he tweaked his knee a little bit as the runner comes in head first. Got the out, good strong throw. Runner was moving on the pitch, but he heard the ball. He wasn't able to pick it up in left field. He kind of hesitates around second base, and I think that's what cost him as the left fielder is able to get a good strong throw into third base and get that lead runner out.
Yeah, and he did hang on to the ball, and you see a little bit of a collision there. I mean, a good clean slide, but you see Giroux, it was more of a leg planting thing. I don't think it was the contact from the runner so much as maybe getting jostled with his leg planted and maybe twisted things up a little bit there.
Yeah, he was straddling the bag and kind of put himself in a position where the runner was going to run into him one way or the other, and unfortunately he wasn't able to pop his foot up as the contact was made.
Simmons getting an outfield assist there. Boy, that's your dream as a left fielder, to only have that short of a throw to try and get a runner to come into, charging that ball on the line. But he made a good play. Initially when I saw that ball hit, I thought pretty good chance Morales is going to make third, but didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, good strong throw. Ball wasn't hit too deep. Once it hit that grass, it slowed down quite a bit. But that's a short throw from short left field to third base, and still got to make an accurate throw, and he did it.
And there's something about, you practice things like that, but in a game situation when there's a runner coming, it becomes a lot more difficult to put that ball right where you want it. Looks like Giroux is going to have to come out. And yeah, he's not walking great right now. Hobbling on that left knee, so Going to make a change. They'll move the second baseman, Meyer, over to third, it looks like. Another look at it here.
Yeah, it looks like his left leg kind of hyperextends a little bit. Hopefully it's more of a scare rather than something serious, because you don't want to injure that knee late in the season.
So Davian Dautre will come in at second base for Cooper. There he is. And then moving over to third is Meyer. So runner at second, 1 out for Brooklyn Center, and Anders Rydberg will be the batter here for the Centaurs. Besides being a good pitcher, he's been a pretty good hitter too. 500 average, 5 doubles, a triple, 12 runs batted in.
Yeah, their top 3 batters have pretty strong batting averages, which is a good sign for a team who hopefully puts up some runs here early in the game, get a good lead here for Brooklyn Center. But you know, the key thing here is to get that first run across the plate.
Cut and a miss there. So Vetter, it's kind of he gets to see you know, his team make a play on the bases, but then they had that kind of long pause for the injury, so he's got to kind of clear his mind and get back to it. Breaking ball missing outside there.
He's trying to stay low and outside on this. Don't want to leave anything up and in.
Two and one pitch is smoked into left field, and it's dropped. Throw coming to the plate, and not in time. Tenoff just barely in ahead of the throw there, and Brooklyn Center is on the board. Rydberg will hang on at first base. Have to call that an E7, I think. It was well hit, but it was pretty much right at Simmons there, and it just handcuffed him.
Yeah, he thought he had it. He did have it. It just kind of rolled out of his glove. It hit him in the palm of the glove and bounced up. Just as we said, left that ball up and in, and he was able to get a good, strong swing on it and line drive. You know, that ball gets by the left fielder. That's going to go to the fence. That ball was hit pretty well.
Going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher here, as Emmanuel Seward will come in to run for the Centaurs. So smoke that ball. Have to score it as an error. And so runner aboard at first with 1 out. 1 run in now for the Centaurs, and Jesus Anzaldo Lopez coming in.
I like those cleats. I haven't seen those.
He's hitting at 400 this year. 7 runs scored, 9 driven in. Turn and throw to first. Looks like they like to run a bit here. We got batting stats for BC, and they do have 62 steals as a team, and it's kind of spread out, you know, quite a bit through their lineup as well.
That makes the game fun to watch. Even though you're not playing the greatest baseball in the state, but if you're running, moving around, keeping the ball in play, that makes it fun to watch as a fan.
Well, there's another line drive, and that's a base hit for Anzaldo. That one was hit very similar to the previous batter. This one got down quicker, though, and Simmons had to just play it on a hop, but had a similar look, just a hard line drive. And you like base runners, but you're, I think, even more excited when you know that you're hitting the ball solid. It's not just reaching on errors or walks or, you know, hit by pitch. I mean, you take it however you can get it, but you like to see guys making good, solid contact like they have been. Dorian Davis is the hitter here. He takes a strike.
Yeah, I remember that when I was playing baseball. Coaches always say, you hit that well, it was just hit to the wrong person. And now as a coach, I say the same thing, because what you want to do as a coach is you want to teach your kids to hit that ball solid as much as possible. If you hit it right at a kid, you hit it right at a kid. There's nothing you can do about it, but you want to be able to hit the ball when it's over the plate.
Out in front of that off speed. Davis hitting at 333 this year. Got a couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. Ooh, and that one is way outside, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. Hansen, not much a chance to get to that one. So now, of course, moves runners up and takes away the force play and helps out the offense quite a bit there to have a little different look. 1-2 count. Cooper will leave the infield back here this early in the game, though. Third baseman kind of on the edge of the grass, but
yeah, I think you try to run for an out here unless it's hit hard right at your infielder.
And a rip and a miss there. And Vetter able to get the strikeout on Davis. That is out number 2. And Byron Hawkins will be the batter now for Brooklyn Center.
Ahead of the pitch on that one. He's didn't seem to see the ball well that time, but good pitch to get that third strike.
There's a strike. Vetter trying to get out of trouble. I mean, all things considered, if he could get out of this with just that one run in, I think be a little bit of a lift for Cooper. Outside with that one. Hawkins hitting at 179 this year. Does have 1 triple and 1 home run among his 5 base hits, though. A little awkward swing at that one.
Yeah, I think they're seeing a pretty good breaking ball out there. Trying to adjust. Maybe the second time through they'll be able to pick it up better, but not a lot of solid swings on the breaking balls.
Popped up, might be playable. No, a little bit of a late pickup by Hansen there. And that one will drop in.
Yeah, totally different swing that time. He had a really good aggressive swing and just missed hitting that one hard out into the outfield, but popped it up straight over the plate.
Those are tough for a catcher. I mean, to me, it feels like you either see it right away or you don't, and it's almost impossible to find it. I mean, people will tell you where it is, but that's usually too late to really get an opportunity at it. And to be honest, I feel like that's a really difficult thing. I don't know how catchers find it as often as they do.
It is very hard at the high school level too. And the pros, when the ball goes up further, you have more time, you have people talking to you, you practice a lot more. But that's one of those things you don't practice that much in practice at the high school level.
Rip and a miss, and Vetter gets his second strikeout in a row to get out of trouble. Brooklyn Center in the first does get 1 run, a couple of base hits. There was 1 error by Cooper and 2 left in scoring position. So after a half inning, the Centaurs leading it by a score of 1-0 as you get a look at that swinging strikeout there that ended the frame. So now we will get a chance to see Cooper come up with their offensive attack and see if they can't battle back here. Cam Fox, the shortstop, leading it off. Then Matthew Girding, the center fielder. Arlo Meyer at third base. And Davian Dautre in the lineup now at second. Simon Gullickson at first. Owen Vetter, the pitcher. And Blake Hansen, Blake Everhart, and E.J. Simmons. And then the defensive alignment for Brooklyn Center: Alcott, Tenoff, Hawkins, and Ansaldo around the infield. Cherniak, Horton, and Davis. Morales catching, and doing the pitching is Anders Rydberg for the Centaurs, and he has pitched their most innings this year, 23 1/3. Got a 3-1 record. He's allowed just 12 hits, walked 20, fanned 58 in those innings. So they're saying he throws, and at his best, he's a mid-80s kind of guy. So he's a pretty legitimate pitcher.
58 Ks in 23 innings? Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty good. Has half the team's wins. That's definitely the guy you want out in the mound when you're playing a team like Cooper and you're trying to prove that you're on the same level.
We were kind of joking with the coaches too that sometimes it's hit or miss whether when we get a TV game whether that's in line to see the other team's a team's best pitcher, and today it happens that it is the case for BC, which is good. So Cam Fox will lead it off. Had a really nice season as the quarterback for the Cooper football team, and he was Cooper's Apollo Award winner too. It's kind of a new thing in some of the schools, like the equivalent of the Female Athena Award. They've started to award Apollo Awards, and this is the guy for Cooper. So congrats, Cameron.
Congrats. Good for him.
Fouled out of play. Just missed with that one. Morales holding it in place for a moment. Thought maybe that was a strike, but
yeah, ball moves pretty quick.
Yeah, it's fair to say Cooper probably in this first at bats maybe weren't expecting, you know, from BC, like to have a guy out there that's this big and strong that throws pretty hard. But
the thing about pitchers who throw fast is if you can put the bat on the ball and square it up, it's just going to go around out in that field further. It's you know, you still got to pick up the ball and try and hit it, but if you hit it, it's going to go further. I think they're seeing their outfield. It's pretty shallow, so I don't know. They're anticipating good contact, but we'll see what happens here if they put one on the outfield.
This one knocked down to second. Oh, a slip. And safe at first is Fox, who runs very well. I guess you have to call that an error, although it was a tough one as his foot slid out from underneath him there.
Let's see
Hawkins.
the replay.
Are you saying hit maybe?
I'm gonna go a hit. That's hustling out of the box, head down. That's one of the things I try to teach kids. Another thing, you can't really work on practice because they don't have the intensity. But when you hit a ground ball in the infield, your job is to just get down to first base. Don't look at the ball until your coach says pick it up, try and peek, because that means you're going to look at an extra base. But nice job of hustling out of the box. I'm giving him a hit.
Pitch low and away. Fox is going, and he'll make it easily. I'll tell you, it didn't take long to see him getting out of the box to realize this guy's a little faster than your average high school baseball player, and then he swiped second easily right there.
Good asset to have as you're a quarterback too. He can move around, keep that play alive. But yeah, he seems pretty powerful out there.
Girding squaring around early here. And that pitch is way outside, and Fox will trot down to third on the wild pitch. So Cooper one base away from evening it up very early on here.
It's a tough adjustment for catchers too when you have a pitcher who throws this hard. Sometimes you have pitchers who don't throw as hard and they kind of throw junk, or they're focusing on locating. When you got a fireball out there that throws mid 80s, it's everything just moves quicker.
Good stop there by Morales on a pitch in the dirt, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, nice job to get down, block that ball, bounce that ball right off your chest protector.
Girding, see if he has the green light here. I would suspect not. Yep, taking all the way, and it's over for a strike. And a rip and a miss at that fastball, and count now at 3-2. And that one's way outside, and Fox will score easily. It's a walk, but it allows the run to score. Now we're going to go for second. Here's the throw, and ran around it, and he's in safely. Girding picks up second on the play. Kind of a gamble. BC realized a little late that he was going, but
yeah, good aggressive base running on that walk. Ball next to the fence. You hustle out of the box. That's a long throw. You usually, as a catcher, you don't make that throw ever. Very rarely do you make that throw from the backstop to second base. Good throw, good strong throw, a little off line, allowed the runner to get in there safely.
Arlo Meyer hitting now, the third baseman. And he actually started the game at second, but moved over to third because of an injury in that top of the first. So 1-1 game, and there's a runner at second. Girding, I love the way he ran out of the box, and like we said with Fox, same thing. I always think that, you know, whatever level it is, but we obviously talk about high school baseball, you're only up 3, maybe 4 times a game. It isn't too much to ask to run hard every time.
Show the intensity. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Do the little things.
A lot of kids, you know, you're discouraged you didn't hit the ball the way you wanted to or whatever. Maybe you watch MLB guys occasionally trot down, run hard.
Yep.
You never know what's going to happen out there. And that one gets through Morales. That'll be a pass ball, and Girding down to third. Because you never want to be out by a half step at first because you didn't quite run as hard as you should have, you know.
Well, those are the little things that you try and teach kids young, just so it becomes habit. It's habit forming for them. Same thing with catchers. When you have a runner on base, you want to get up, step, throw, good strong throw back to your pitcher every time. Don't throw for your knees, especially at the lower level. Gets by the pitcher, heads up. Everybody's safe.
Foul there.
Off the batting cage, over the dugout. That's good. But that's the kind of thing. Little League, we work on backing up, especially when runners are on base. Back up the throw to the pitcher. Have your shortstop move. Have your second base move. That way you don't get bored. You're into the game. You're doing things, and you're staying active. People look at baseball as a boring game. Well, it is a boring game if it's not played well. If it's played well, kids are moving almost every pitch.
That's a really good point. I think it helps keep kids in the game more by backing up and just kind of getting into that habit.
I mean, it's cute and it's fun at Little League when you tell a kid, hey, back up the throw to third base, and they nod and smile, and then they don't move their feet. That's funny. But as you get older and they don't do it, that's where you really need to get into them and teach them. The reason why is because this might happen.
And that'll be a called third strike as Meyer is caught looking. Well, Chris Giroux is going to bat here as he'll re-enter after that knee injury. And Meyer had a real surprised look on his face, and I'm not so sure he wasn't right when I look at that replay a little bit there, but he's called out. So Chris Giroux is going to bat here in this spot. Laid off that breaking ball. Girding hoping to come in with the go-ahead run here. Is at third base and 1 out and a 1-1 tie. Foul that one back.
It's 19, right?
There's a strike, but it's off Morales' glove. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is wide. Girding will score. Giroux was late getting started. I don't think he knew the catcher didn't have the ball there.
Be interested to see if we get a discussion here from the coach.
Yeah,
He's not
there
even
could
talking
have
to the
almost
umpires.
been an interference type situation there.
I mean, we have a perfect angle for that because the ball came right to us, but he got a good break from third, but the delayed drop third strike run on to first base kind of caused a little bit of confusion at home plate. Fortunately for Cooper, the run comes in and the batter gets down to first base.
Yeah, you watch Giroux stand, and he's backing out of the way and then starts to run, and yeah, that one could have
I'm
been
not
close to interference.
And I'm not sure what the rule is on drop third strike if you concede the out, but I think you're right. I don't think he realized how that was the third strike.
Simon Gullickson will be the hitter for Cooper as they now lead at 2-1. After seeing Giroux injure his knee, I would be surprised if he's going to be a threat to steal here, but you never know. Morales has had some troubles back there. You know, it's not, as you said, not a real easy pitcher to catch, but he's been a little bit sluggish on receiving too.
Yeah, he's had quite a few balls go off of his glove, which means their pitches he should have a good chance to keep in front of him, knock down if not catch, but quite a few have gone by him to the fence.
That one high and away. And missing inside. Rydberg, you know, as we mentioned, the huge strikeout numbers, but he also has walked close to a batter per inning. So maybe not terribly surprising that he's been a little hit or miss here. That one is a strike.
I suppose he already does have 2 strikeouts. He could get 4 this inning. Increases K/9 ratio.
It's true. That's something you don't see very often, because it does officially count as a strikeout, Drew, even though he reached base. And a rip and a miss there. Battles back to a full count now.
See if they put the runner in motion here with full count. Not a big lead.
Yeah, I mentioned too, he's the guy who got hurt.
Yeah,
so
bad knee. Yeah, good
maybe
point.
Not as likely. And it's going to be outside for a ball, and it gets by Morales again. No harm done, though, as the runners just move up to where they would have been. But still, it's got to be a little concerning for BC when you're seeing as many pitches get to the backstop as they've had so far.
Yeah, BC's a little frustrated there in the dugout. They don't have a lot of subs to go to, and if you don't have a solid backup catcher, you got to ride it out.
Owen Better will hit now. Chance to help himself out here as the Hawks pitcher steps in here with a couple on. And that fastball missing inside.
See how long of a leash they give him. He's up over almost 30 pitches here in the first inning.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy. I mean, he's throwing hard, but been kind of a little scattered in terms of location.
Yeah, consistency and being accurate has not been what he's had today. He just hasn't been able to hammer that strike zone. His first few pitches, he was around the strike zone. Ever since then, he's kind of been all over the outside or inside corners and making it tough for his catcher to keep that ball in the mitt.
That one is over for a strike.
Took a little bit off that one, and I think that's what you want to see him do. Take a little bit off of it. Let Cooper hit the ball. Don't try and blow it by him. Try and find that strike zone. Get a good, comfortable grip on the ball. Feel comfortable with throwing strikes.
There's a nice pitch over for a strike.
Slow play in the strike there. Looked like a strike from the start. Umpire a little slow on calling it, but ended up making the call. Full count here.
Three-two is just low, so Better will draw a walk to load him up. Third walk already given by Rydberg. And now Blake Hansen will be the batter. And Coach Pittman coming out, you know, I kind of almost get the feeling Morales isn't feeling well. Looks as though maybe he is going to
they're
perhaps
asking for
be
a trainer.
replaced as a catcher, yeah.
They're asking for a trainer too.
It is a warm day, and you know, you got all that gear on. That might be kind of what we're experiencing here, and I think they kind of noticed from the dugout that he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, a couple of batters. You saw the head coach go over and talk to the other coaches and say, "Hey, is he doing all right?" There's another pass ball or two, and he's kind of made clear to watch the catcher do his motions and see if there's something going on. I think in the end he decided to pull him out and pause the game, which I think is the right call. 100%. You never want to take that risk. Rather be safe than sorry. Like you said, it is warm. He did have that collision over at third base, right? That was him running to third base to lead off the game. So we just want to make sure everything's okay.
So we're going to have a new catcher coming on here, and we believe it's Alcott going to move over from third base to, so already, unfortunately, our second injury of the game, or this may be injury/illness. Yeah, I didn't think about that part. It's possible it was related to that collision when he slid in at third, too.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was a head-first slide.
Yeah,
and his head probably hits his knee, right?
You're starting to, you always are concerned about concussion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and as a kid, you want to stay in there. Catchers are just naturally tough. They're like goalies in hockey. They're just naturally tough. You know, he's a little frustrated that he's out, but he also may have dinged up his neck and concussions or stuff like that. You don't really have a physical pain. It's just something kind of slowly start to show the signs.
So, yeah, it's going to be Alcott moving over from third.
It's a good job of the coaching staff. All coaches at the high school level, even at the Little League level, you have to go through concussion training, good sport training, all that stuff. And that's one of those things they want to make sure that you're aware of and you see the signs. And when you see the signs, you take the correct actions, because you never want to put a player in a position where not necessarily they're playing poorly, but their mental and physical health is the key. Make sure that they're okay and everything's safe.
They've got Cherniak moving in from left field to play third base, so might be a first for me. I've never seen a left-handed third baseman before, but we've got one today. And then moving into left field there is Chris Horton, it looks like. So, new center fielder will be Seward. There's Seward. We saw him as a runner earlier. He's now in center. Horton moves over from center to left, and Cherniak now playing third. And the batter is Blake Hansen with the bases full here for Cooper. It's been a bit of a dragging on first inning here. I'll say that. It's 2-1 Cooper right now. That one's over for a strike. Now let's hope Morales is all right. And we mentioned he was having a little trouble catching a few of those, and hindsight, maybe that's part of the reason why too. That cut and a miss.
Yeah, and here Brooklyn Center is after this struggling bottom half of the inning, they're just one pitch away from turning a double play and getting out of this, but still got to execute.
High and tight there to Hansen. And that one, a called third strike, and Hansen was a little surprised on that one. That'll be the second out. And Blake Everhart is the hitter. Another look at this one. Yeah, I think it's outside. I also think, like me and like you, Drew, we realized that we're already going on 40 minutes for the first inning. That one is high and inside, and a run will score as Giroux touches home. Both runners move up, and it's 3-1 Cooper. And there's another one way outside, and another run will score. Gullickson trots home there for the Hawks. Alcott finding out what Morales was finding out. That can be a tough one to haul in as you get a look at the revised defense after Morales had to leave. Oh, that one is off the glove. This one could be a play at the plate, but the throwback is wide, and Cooper gets 3 straight runs. 2 wild pitches. That one, I think, a pass ball. And that'll make it 5-1 now in favor of the Hawks. Pitch was a strike, by the way, but This one should have been playable, this throwback. I don't know if it was so much the throw as Rydberg didn't look it into his glove. It looked like he could have had that one.
Yeah, he didn't get the biggest jump off third base there with on that pass ball. But he did get in to score that 5th run for Cooper.
That one is over for a strike. Full count pitch here, and a tapper down to short. Haven't had a ball in play for a while, and that one is booted. And off, not able to come up with it, and Eberhardt's got some fans here.
Exciting to get on base. Everybody's pumped up for him.
And I think they were also kind of excited to see a ball in play. We've seemed like we've had walks and wild pitches and injuries and a little bit of everything except the ball going in play, and Eberhardt's happy. And here's Simmons stepping in. Oh, they might have got him. No, not quite. That would be a tough ending to that sequence if he had been out there. Eberhardt was caught leaning a little bit, and I thought they might have gotten him. No, not quite.
Yeah, that was close.
That's a strike, and Alcott has to chase that one down. Kind of wonder, I mean, honestly, this sounds weird, but I wonder if that catching glove isn't broken in as much as it should be.
That isn't, I don't think that's the same glove the other catcher was using. This one looks like it's much stiffer, actually. Like, I think you're right.
Runner is going. Here's the throw down, and it gets away, and he'll be in safe. Eberhardt picks up a stolen base. And Drew, I still kind of have nightmares of that from youth baseball. I was all excited to get a new first baseman's mitt, and I tell you what, breaking it in was not as easy as I thought it was going to be, and I had that happen a few times. The ball popped out.
Yeah, it takes time. You want to work on that in practice, and of course you want to get it into the game as soon as possible. But sometimes it's just too early. You got to rely on other people and show, see what they have for a broken-in glove, because kids, when they get a new glove, they want to use it right away. But sometimes it's not ready to be used in a game. You want to break it in during practice and at home.
Cut and a miss there. Got away from Alcott, and he'll throw to first. They get the out. And that will do it for a long inning, but Cooper takes the lead as they put 5 on the board in the bottom of the first. After 1, it's Hawks 5 and Centaurs 1.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Cooper High School. The Hawks leading BC 5-1 after 1 inning as we go to inning number 2. The 7, 8, 9 spots due here for the Centaurs, as Chris Horton will lead things off. Been an eventful game so far. Not all of it good, but we've had a couple of injuries and some walks and wild pitches and few well hit. I mean, BC actually hit the ball pretty well in their half of the first.
Their top 4 hitters started off the game great. They just unfortunately ran into an out. and weren't able to capitalize too much on that top of the first. And then Cooper just patient at the plate, taking pitches that they didn't want to swing at and getting runners on base and putting up 5 runs here in the first.
So Chris Horton will step in, and he takes ball 1. He's hitting at 250 for the year, just a minimal number of at-bats, but cut and a miss there. Better, I think, trying to build on, you know, the way that first inning ended for him. It didn't start great, but he got back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning, and then his team putting 5 on the board in the bottom half of the frame to give him a lead now. Oops, that one hits him. Horton will be aboard as he got hit in the ankle by that pitch.
Good spot to get hit in the back part of the cleat, protected. Unfortunately, didn't catch an ankle.
Second hit batsman by Better. And the catcher Alcott will hit now. Rip and a miss there. He's got a couple of base hits this year, hitting 154. One of those hits was a double. He's also knocked in 3. Obviously a young player getting some playing time there. Runner is going, pitch low and away. Good block by Hansen. He had no chance to get an out there, and smartly didn't panic. Realized, okay, the guy's gonna move up, but I'm not gonna compound it by making a mistake throwing the ball when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, you got a fast runner down there at first base and a ball in the dirt. You're not gonna be able to get that out, but fortunately blocked it. Didn't allow that runner to continue moving on down to third base.
Has to stop that one again.
I don't like that your camera crew is getting their camera covers out, Wilcox. You told me it wasn't going to rain today. AccuWeather said it wasn't supposed to rain either.
Well, I'd settle for, although it doesn't look like it, and looking to the west, but I'd settle. The other night at Hopkins, we were saying it could rain too, and we got just a little sprinkle here and there, and that was it. But that sky looking a little more ominous.
Yeah, that sky's a little dicey, and that 40-minute first inning or 30-minute first inning didn't help.
Here's a little pop-up, and Drew will make the catch. He is back in there, by the way, playing third, and he will get the out. I guess the good news, if there's any, though, is the wind, I feel like, is coming more from the south, so that stuff isn't necessarily blowing right at us.
It is definitely going north, northeast, so we have a little time. It's not blowing at us, but it's building out there.
Cherniak, the third baseman, will step in here for Brooklyn Center. 1 down in the second.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That one fouled back.
Keeping the JV game on their toes over there. Guessing that happens quite a bit in at these fields.
Yeah, we don't have the giant netting here that some places.
Yeah, like Maple Grove had. Yeah.
Some nice improvements to this field. These dugouts have been here, I may be wrong, but I want to say roughly 5 years now. They're probably the old ones may have been the original, perhaps. These bigger and nice dugouts, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of room.
I've always kind of liked the look of this field here too, right in the heart of the neighborhood.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that earlier. It was fun to have a ball field in downtown, like in neighborhoods, because then people can walk by, you get traffic, things are going on. You know, kind of builds an excitement around the program.
And that'll be a swinging strike. Cherniak trying to pretend he didn't go around on that one, but he did.
It's kind of like, oh.
Watch this swing, very awkward swing, and it was almost like, was it a swing? Yeah, it definitely was. So Seward will be the batter now for Brooklyn Center. He's hitting in the #1 spot where Morales went out with injury/illness. Seward into the game as the center fielder. Takes that one wide.
We got to be aware over here too, huh?
Yeah, and ball's come the other direction too from the JV game too here. Inside with that one. Seward a 286 batting average. Double and a couple of triples and a home run among his hits. Chopper to third, Giroux charging, and he will make the play. They get the out. And Brooklyn Center done in the second. No runs, no hits, and one left aboard. We go to the bottom of 2. Cooper leading it 5-1 here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Home of the Cooper Hawks here as they lead Brooklyn Center 5-1, going to the bottom half of inning number 2 on CCX Sports. Thanks for joining us. Jay Wilcox along with Drew Keogh. And a kind of wild first inning. Brooklyn Center put 1 on the board in the top of the first, and then Cooper got 5 in the bottom of the frame. Although, as Drew noted between innings, that young man, Rydberg, ended up with 4 strikeouts in the inning. And you say, how is that possible? There's only 3 outs. Well, he struck a batter out who reached base on a wild pitch. So all of the outs were recorded on strikeouts, and then that one also counts as a K. However, there was some downside to the inning too. Quite a few wild pitches and walks and all that worked in too. So here's Cam Fox stepping in. He got aboard and scored the first run of the game. Our first run for Cooper anyway, that is. Takes a strike there. Hits this one up the middle, and it's bobbled, and he'll be aboard. Again, Fox really runs well, but there'll be an error on the shortstop there as unable to come up with it as Tenhoff, and he is aboard for the second time, and Girding will hit.
Good solid contact. Again, hustling right out of that base, putting pressure on the shortstop to rush himself and try and make that throw. Unfortunately for him, he's not able to come up with the clean, and he gets down with a leadoff base runner down to first. Now you look for him to probably put those feet in motion again and try and get another stolen base.
Now, again, obviously a misplay in the field, but we're watching, and I'm telling you what, Fox is going to be very close to beating out almost anything he hits. He can really go.
Now
and he's running here, and this pitch gets by, and a big turn, but he's going to hang on there.
That's another one of those little things that you like to see players do. You teach them, you tell them, but until they do it in a game, you can't see how well they do it. But he peeked, or he heard his coach. He realized it was a straight steal, but he realized the ball got by the catcher because he heard his coach say, stay up. He was about to slide head first, stayed up on his feet, and was almost in a position to take third base on one pass ball.
time was called. The throw is behind Hawkins, so that none of that would have mattered anyway. Time had been called before that pickoff attempt. As Girding realized that probably something's on here. They're taking an awful long time in the stretch. Again, holding the ball here, trying to keep Fox from running. Ooh. Pitches low, and Fox will easily take third.
He was jogging about halfway there. He gave up, and he's like, all right, I got this. Takes care of the sacrifice effort.
It's a tough thing when you, I mean, I think it was obvious that Rydberg had an idea that he might be running again. That's why he was trying to vary up and hold the ball longer, but it wasn't really going to matter. That one gets away. Here comes Fox, the throw to the plate. Oh, we got him. Rydberg will apply the tag. Close one there, but they'll rule Fox out at home.
Great slide. Great slide. Not the best break. Hard to read that ball when it goes straight back.
Oh, he's easily in. Ouch. Missed that one.
Great slide.
Yeah, he's safe by half his body length there.
Yeah. He's going to ask for help at first base. Says he was standing right here. Sure were. He was in the right position.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and that one hits Girding in the helmet. Yikes. Girding shaking it off, but that one kind of got him right in the side of that ear hole there. It looks like he's feeling all right.
You caught him almost in the visor, in the ear hole. Yeah, you're right in the ear hole.
Coaches and trainer are going to come over and talk to him. You ever been hit in the helmet like that? It sure makes a really loud noise in your head too. It does, most of the time the helmet does a pretty good job protecting you, but it's like a stunning thing to hear that and feel that.
It happens really quick, and it's really loud. It's you don't remember it, but when you see it, you're like, wow, that was close. Sometimes you want to get hit in the helmet rather than in the chest or in the leg, because sometimes if it hits the bone, that's not good. But fortunately, helmets have really progressed and become much safer. So with a pitcher throwing this hard, of course, it makes it a little more dangerous to take a ball off the helmet. But I think he looks like he's okay.
Yeah, it sounds funny, but you're right. To get hit in the helmet rather than in the cheekbone too or jaw, much better.
Elbow.
Having said that, though, that there's still some concern or danger, and I'm sure that they're doing some kind of concussion protocol type situation too, and looks as though they're giving him the go ahead to stay in. So Rob Eberle out to check on his guy. We've had, tell you what, a little bit of everything already here. Has Rob hustling back over to coach at third, and obviously you want to check in with your guy, make sure he's okay, and especially when we've already had a couple of injuries. So Arlo Meyer will bat.
I was going to say, this is where you usually see how serious of an injury it may have been. And first pitch, he's stealing, so I think he's all right.
Girding took a very big turnaround second again with that ball going back to the backstop, which is quite a ways back here. There was some thought about trying to go. The other thing, though, if you're Cooper too, is not really a great need to run into any of these outs. BC's had so much trouble getting outs anyway.
Yeah, you're definitely right. You want to be patient on the base pass because most likely you're going to see another pass ball or a wild pitch coming up soon. So just the tendencies of the way the pitcher's been throwing today.
Although you don't question Fox trying to score when he was out, but he really wasn't out. There's a throw that's behind Girding and gets into center field, but Seward read it well and got over to back that up, so not able to advance. Yeah, just rotated around too far and threw it well behind where he was trying to throw it. And that one gets away. Girding will advance to third as kind of getting tangled up with the umpire a little bit there was Alcott. And any chance to throw, he was going to run into the umpire, so decided against it. Meyer chasing that one up out of the zone. And that one gets away, and here comes Girding, and he will score easily. So a 6-1 lead now for the Hawks. Meyer now hitting with nobody on, a 3-2 count, and he will lay off that one. That is ball 4, yeah. So he is aboard.
Trust your scorekeeping over anybody else, Wilcox. You're better than the scoreboard out there. You're on it.
Chris Drew will hit here for Cooper. He struck out but reached on a wild pitch.
4 outs, 5 outs, 4 strikeouts, 1 play at the plate to get him out and missed him. So very unorthodox route to get your first 5 outs here for BC.
Rip and a miss. That's the thing, you certainly see flashes of why Rudberg has had success this year too. When he was able to locate it, he's not terribly easy to hit, but it's been an issue and had some kind of catching woes as well. That one fouled back.
Oh, he had it. He had it. Yeah, he's definitely got the velocity. Once he starts to learn control of the zone and how to get out pitches, working a good breaking ball, he'll have a totally different game out there on the mound. But he's got to work on getting that accuracy and control and throwing strikes.
And that one in the dirt and will get away, and the runner will advance.
I think I realized they don't have lights on this field either, huh? It'll get pretty dark soon.
And there's a called third strike, and Giroux be caught looking for out number 2, and Gullickson will be the hitter.
Kind of tailed in, sold the catcher, did a good job of framing and get that third strike called.
Gullickson drew a walk his first time up. And Meyer started to go to third, then realized the ball didn't get very far away from the catcher, so he will retreat to second. And that one getting through. Pass ball, and runner moving to third.
Yeah, it's got to be tough catching a pitcher who throws this hard. Up over 60 pitches now, not even through 2 innings.
That one is a strike.
Nice breaking ball there. Change of pace. You can see that ball move a little bit. Don't rely on that fastball if you're not throwing it accurately. Try and throw a different pitch in there.
Outside with that one, so 3-1 here to the Cooper first baseman Gullickson. They've scored 1 in this inning after getting 5 in the first, but a couple of outs. High chopper up the middle. And they will get the out at first base to get out of trouble here in the second. So Cooper increases the lead to 6-1 after 2 innings here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back, and a look at the fans here enjoying this one so far. Cooper leading at 6-1 as we go to inning number 3 against Brooklyn Center here on CCX Sports. And sky is definitely darkening as of right now. We're still okay, but we'll see if that holds going on. And Better completing his warm-up tosses here as he gets set for inning number 3. There's a look off to the west there, the third base side. Although, as I said, the wind direction might help us out a little bit. I don't think that stuff is necessarily blowing directly at us. But I'm not a very good meteorologist either, so we'll see here. 10 off Rydberg and Anzaldo will hit for the Centaurs. The 2-3-4 hitters coming up in the third. Fouls the first pitch away. Tenoff scored the Centaurs' run after singling in the first. Hits this one down to third. Nice pickup there, and Giroux throws him out. So he had the play to get them out of the last inning, and he starts this one with a nicely done play. That's where your positioning matters an awful lot. If you're able to get that ball while it's still on the grass like that, you're in a pretty good spot to be able to throw him out, and he did so.
Yeah, you don't want to make that let that lip dictate where the ball goes. You also, it's hard to adjust when you see a couple hops on the grass and then it hits the dirt. It's a different type of bounce. Good adjustment to get that ball. Knew he had a little time because he was playing so shallow. Made a good strong throw over to first base to get the out.
Rydberg reached on an error in the first, but he really, hit the ball well. It was kind of right at the left fielder, though, and handcuffed him.
Yeah, probably the hardest hit ball of the day. Just hit it right at him. Popped out of the left fielder's glove.
Outside with that one. That one is over for a strike, 2-1. Contrast in pitchers, I think it's fair to say Vetter doesn't throw nearly as hard as Rydberg, but he's been more accurate.
Yeah, really not trying to overthrow the ball. He's just focused on throwing strikes.
Missed with that one, though. He has hit a couple of batters. Allowed a couple of hits. And now he walks. Rydberg here with 1 out in the third. See if they will run for him. They did the first time round. However, the runner that ran for him before was put into the game, so Anzaldo will bat now. Rip and a miss. He had that base hit down the third base line. That was a hit for him, although it led to his teammate Morales being thrown out at third. But not the hitter's fault. He did his job getting a nice hit.
Yeah, a good nice hit down the third baseline. Just unfortunately short throw to get the runner out. And Cooper was able to execute and get that out. Seems like forever ago, but for as tough of a position Brooklyn Center seems to be in, they're still only down 5 runs. If they can get another runner on, move a couple kids around the bases, they'll be right back in this game.
I was wondering if Morales was still here, and I believe it's him that's sitting behind their dugout. We weren't sure if he was injured from. It kind of seemed like an after effect of that when he slid into third and collided with the third baseman a little bit. He stayed in the game at that time. Runner going. Here's the throw down, and it's not caught, and he was going to be safe anyway.
Good strong throw by the catcher. Just a good jump and a breaking ball, a slow pitch. Allowed that runner to get down to second base.
There's Morales sitting there and came out of the game, which you obviously have to kind of worry about concussion thing. He stayed catching for a while after that. And it's a warm day too, and at first I was thinking it was more like that, like illness or something. I hadn't really quite realized how much he took, into that collision, diving into third. And the combination of those, and probably more so the collision than anything, and better safe than sorry. And 3-2 pitch here is over for a strike. And 2 gone here in the third as Anzaldo maybe looking for a different pitch or location. That one seemed to be pretty good.
Yeah, that was right there.
Yeah.
Kind of came back over the plate, but a good pitch on the outside corner of the plate to get the third strike.
Davis is the batter now for the Centaurs, and he takes a strike. He struck out his first time up. And 2, if you're BC, when you're in the field seeing a few Cooper hitters rung up on ones that maybe weren't exactly over the plate too, you got to keep that in mind. That might be a bit of a big zone. When pitchers, and in fairness to the umpire, the game might last 5 hours if you didn't start calling a few of those strikes.
Yeah, and he's looking at the sky too in between innings. He's keeping an eye for lightning out there, so he's just trying to make sure the game keeps moving along and wants to make sure these kids know, like, hey, it's kind of a wide strike zone. Let's not make this game last 6 hours, because it's not going to, because it's eventually going to rain.
When you're the hitter, that's never fun, but hopefully you kind of understand it.
It's part of the game.
Foul tip there, and it's 2-2 as Vetter trying to get out of the inning here with no damage done. Runner at second and 2 outs. And going to throw back there. Redberg easily back in. Ooh, breaking ball called, third strike. Back-to-back Ks to end the top of the third. We go to the bottom of 3. It's still 6-1 Cooper here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
welcome back here as Grant Tenoff coming in to pitch now for Brooklyn Center. And Drew, I just realized I gave you the stats earlier that were Tenoff stats as a pitcher, not Rydberg's. I'm looking at, oh my goodness. So he is 3-1 and 23 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, walked 20, fanned 58. So sorry about that. Anders and Grant mixing those two up in there. Rydberg coming in had been 0-1. But Grant has pitched their most innings this year, so he'll come on in relief. Kind of a mixed bag there for Rydberg in that kind of having trouble location-wise. But Tenoff is the one who has been their leader in innings pitched and starts for them this season. So my apologies again. I don't know how I managed to flip-flop those. We appreciate the stats given by Brooklyn Center as well here. And
yeah, they both throw the ball hard, so expecting big things here from number 4. And number 5 threw the ball really hard, just wasn't able to find the strike zone. We'll see what happens here with his teammate taking the mound.
Owen Vetter, the pitcher for Cooper, stepping in as a hitter. He walked in his first plate appearance. Rydberg went to shortstop too, by the way, as he just traded positions with Tenoff. Hit down to second, and nice range shown there by Hawkins, and you will throw Vetter out. First out of the third here, as well played. We just haven't seen all that many balls put in play, so you know, a good job to be ready there, and good work by Hawkins.
Yeah, good footwork, realizing that he had time. Once he comes up with the ball cleanly, he can settle himself, get his body in position to make a good throw over to first base. Didn't have to throw too hard. Easily gets that first out.
Blake Hansen, the hitter. Hansen took a called third strike his first time up. That went up high, 2-0.
Uh-oh. So lightning.
That one is over for a strike. Ooh, sharp break to that one, but way outside.
Very sharp breaking ball. Big difference from the first pitcher.
Missed with that one, and it'll be a walk for Hansen. Blake Eberhardt now will be the hitter for Cooper. Rip and a miss late on that fastball. That one way up high and out of the zone. Yeah, you're starting to get the feeling it's not if, but when, as far as the weather here. It's getting darker and darker by the minute. That one gets away. It hit the umpire, and Hansen will advance. Brief moment of panic as Hallcott said, where did the ball go? I don't know. And it was actually right behind him, but
I felt my first raindrop, Wilcox.
Going to throw to second, and that one will get away, but not far enough for Hansen to advance. A perfect throw, and that would have been a pretty interesting and close play there.
Yeah, I think he had a chance to get him if that throws up easy for that middle infielder to catch it, but too low, scoots by him. Fortunately, center fielder there to keep the runner from advancing.
I've always felt like pickoff throws to second are hard, though.
They are hard.
it's so different than wheeling and throwing to first. And that went over for a strike, I guess. 3-2 count. That one high and away and gets away as Hansen will move to third. See if Eberhardt, I thought there was a chance he might just kind of keep going there, but Simmons will hit as rain's starting to fall here. Runner from first is going there and just bluff a throw, and Eberhardt will take second. Big rip and a miss at that one up and out of the zone. And a cut and a miss, and Simmons down on strikes for the second time. That's 2 outs here in the third, and Cam Fox will be the hitter.
Nice sequence of pitches there. Lost a couple up high, came back with that third strike. Hard pitch to hit.
Had a good cut, but couldn't get it. Fox been on errors twice. Again, this guy can really run. Up the middle, Rydberg charges over to get it, and he will throw him out at first base as they get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, and a couple left on board. We've completed 3 here. The rain's starting to fall. It's 6-1 Hawks.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to Cooper as we go to the top of the 4th. It's kind of race against time a little bit here. We got some rain falling right now. Hopefully this is as bad as it gets for the moment. Skies were darkening, but some of that seems to have blown past already, so we'll never know. We can try and get this one, the rest of this one in. Pace at least has picked up a little bit. That first inning took a very long time, but going a little bit smoother after that. Byron Hawkins stepping in to lead it off. The 6, 7, 8 hitters hitting in the 4th for Brooklyn Center against Owen Vetter, who has done a pretty solid job here for Cooper through 3, allowing the 1 run in the first. Hawkins fouled that pitch back. He struck out his first time through. Had a cut, but didn't get that one. Down to first. And Gullickson there, and will make the play. So one gone here in the top of the fourth, and Horton will be the batter for the Centaurs. Horton was hit in the foot by a pitch the first time he stepped to the plate. Cut and a miss at that one. Better, I'm sure, kind of maybe told or just, you know, figuring that out for himself too. Like, I don't mean, do you want to just throw fat fastballs over the plate, but being around the plate right now with the weather, you'd like to try and make them put the ball in play or, you know, shoot strikes and not have these innings extend just in case we run out of time weather-wise. And there's a strikeout. So he gets Horton for out number 2, and Alcott will be the batter. Rip and a miss on that one, so better putting together all in all a pretty good outing so far here. The couple of the first batters of the game hit the ball pretty well against him, but not so much since. Alcott popped up to third his previous time. It's over for a strike. Oops, that one got away from him a bit. 2-1. And a cut and a miss, so 2-2. But if Federer could get a 1-2-3 inning in this game, that would be that would be noteworthy. That one outside. Don't want to jinx anything or get too excited, but it's actually raining less now than it was when the inning started. And that one up and out of the zone, so not going to have a 1-2-3 inning there as he loses Alcott. And Cherniak will be the batter now for BC.
Yeah, as I ran to go get my minimalist umbrella, some people call it a towel, throw on my shoulders. It's actually fairly light on the south side of the school, so I think this stuff may stay to the west of us. And we should look out, because as you said, it did stop raining for a little bit here.
Knocks this one down to short.
Good hands.
Throw on a run by Fox, and he'll get the out, and the Centaurs done in the fourth. No runs, no hits, and one left aboard as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Still 6-1 Cooper.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to Cooper as we get set for the bottom of the fourth, and Evan Pittman and the Centaurs trailing Cooper 6-1. The 2-3-4 hitters getting set to come up for Cooper. Second inning on the hill here for Grant Tenoff for BC. He had a couple of walks, but then got 3 outs for Centaurs and a little bit better control, I would say, than Rydberg, the starter, had. That's not going out on the limb, I guess. You know, he's hoping to have another fairly sharp inning here as Girding will step in. He's been on twice, a walk and a hit by pitch. Last time took one in the helmet.
And quickly moved around the bases, stole second, stole third, and came around, I think, on a pass ball or so, but moved around the bases pretty quickly after taking that one off the helmet.
Breaking ball high and in, and you know he's got to be a little gun shy after that last one. It's only human nature.
Yeah, it's a hard thing after you get hit. You definitely want to put that behind you and don't be thinking about it, because you can't go up there with the approach worrying about getting hit. You can't be afraid of that ball.
There's a strike. Easier said than done, though. I mean, your brain tells you to be afraid and to move. And
100%, because it happens so quick. Umpire not happy about that, just kicking dirt right on the plate, but about time to clean it off.
lifting this one to right field, and it is going to drop in. Girding a big turn. He's going to go for 2, and he will be in with a bloop double.
He had 2 on his mind right away out of the box. Hustling, saw the ball when it's down the right field line. You can pick that ball up as you're running down first base and see where the right fielder is positioned. It's easy to pick up that ball because it's right in your line of where you're running, so he didn't come up with it cleanly and gets on to second base.
Yeah, and again, well, as we'll look at Meyer stepping in, takes a strike. Again, good thing by Girding is running hard right away out of the box. You can always stop if they do make that pickup nicely, but you can't make up the ground that you would have had if you kind of just lackadaisically took off. Ouch. That one was fouled into the umpire, I believe.
Yeah,
Girding trying to advance, but he didn't realize it was foul.
Yeah, he barely got a piece of it, but it caught the umpire in the chest or the arm, I believe. But yeah, I agree with you, Jay. That's one of those things that you try and teach at the young age as well. You try and teach aggressive base running. You might know you're not going to advance the next base, but you want to make the opponent think you're trying to advance the next base to make them make a throw. And the chance to make a bad throw, you advance to the next base. Puts a little more pressure on them when they're in the field as well. Good pickup.
Oh, did they get him? Yes. Rydberg slapping the tag on. Well, we talked about the great base running by Girding, but then he is caught on the pickoff throw.
That was a good pickoff move. Spins around. Good accurate throw. Shortstop there to cover. Close play. I think if he goes in head first, he's going to be safe. But
yeah, he didn't get down at all, so the tag, even though the tag was kind of high on his body, it probably still got him. And again, when a game like this, when the outs have been as hard to come by, probably the defense is going to get the benefit of the doubt on that. I think it was a good call, though. Meyer reaching out and staying alive, flicking that ball out of play. There's a called third strike. Nice pitch. And that's 2 outs in the inning, and Chris Drew will be the batter.
Nice pitch on the outside corner to get that called third strike. Catcher's mitt barely moves. Gets that third strike called.
Yeah, that one was very legit. I think there were a couple others earlier that you'd say, well, I can see why the batter was surprised a little, whatever, but not that one. Oh, did that one nick him? I think so.
Got him in the shoulder.
Drew will move to first on the hit by pitch. He ducking out of the way, but it did, you could kind of hear that it glanced off his shoulder. And Gullickson will be the hitter. Drew trying to play it cool, but I think he's a little relieved that that one hit him where it did and not up high in the helmet like his teammate or in the face.
Yeah, definitely glanced off his shoulder. Didn't catch him squarely. That ball catches you square in the shoulder. How hard he's throwing the ball, that would hurt. But that unfortunately glanced off his shoulder.
And that'll be a wild pitch to allow runner to move up. Gullickson bounced to short his last time up after walking in the first inning. Obviously it can change back, but early on looked like the scoring pace was going to be real high, but now we've kind of settled in. We're at 6-1 still.
Mm-hmm.
Low and away with that one, so 3 balls and a strike now to Gullickson. Better waiting on deck for Cooper as they try and build on a 6-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th.
That's a balk.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, it's very difficult to balk at second base, but he spun and then he started to come forward. Once you come forward, you got to go towards home plate. But you'll see here, he kind of spins towards second, which you can do. Right there, it's fine. But once he starts going forward and doesn't throw the ball, that becomes a balk.
Gullickson fouling that one away and takes a carom into the bleachers, not directly, but that's kind of hard to do, to put it so it bounces that way.
I don't know which post it hit, but man, that came back pretty hard.
All the fans alerting each other, at least, that this one's coming our way. Incoming. 3-2 pitch. High and in, and Gullickson will draw a walk. So Vetter will hit now with runners at the corners and 2 outs.
You're going to need to do something with all these accessories batters have these days. You got batting gloves, elbow protector, shin pad. Then you got to switch over to your sliding mitt. This poor first base coach, he's responsible for all that stuff now.
There's a strike. Starting to rain a little bit more again here. Runner from first is going, and they'll just concede that base. And that one's low and away, and it's going to score the run as Giroux trots in to score run number 7. If there were less than 2 outs, you might start thinking about, hey, we got to make sure we get enough to run them here. It's still a little bit far away to be really thinking that. They've got 7-1 and a runner at third now, though. Lifted down the right field line. Not going to be a chance to play that one. And a cut and a miss, and Vetter down on strike. So Cooper done in the 4th. They do come up with 1 run in the inning on one base hit, and they will leave one. So after 4, it is 7-1 Hawks.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back here to Cooper. The Hawks leading BC 7-1 as we head to inning number 5, and watching the skies, that man and the coaches as well. And we saw a little bit of lightning over there to the west, just as that last inning was ending. So they're kind of keeping an eye out, and you try to get it in, but you got to be thinking safety. And there's protocols in place, obviously, for this as well. So Seward getting set to bat here. Of course, if we get through 5, at least it could be a complete game then.
Yeah.
And you want to do that if you can, but at the same time, safety's got to come first.
So it'd be 4.5 if Robbinsdale or Cooper's up, right? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, it's still a ways off out there. The storms, any storms are ways out there, but the wind is starting to die down, and it's definitely just like you said earlier, it's a matter of when it's going to really start raining hard.
Big cut and a miss, and Vetter will get the strikeout of Seward for out number 1. And now Tenhoff will be the hitter, really reaching for that one. Hearing some on the Cooper side kind of telling their guys, pick it up a little bit here. If we get these 3 outs, then it can be a win potentially for us if the weather forces a halt to this one. I mean, you don't want to rush, but you don't want to dawdle.
Yeah, on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening, you definitely want to keep the game going when you have weather moving in.
Tenhoff 1 for 2. Breaking ball, and skies this one to left. And Simmons coming in and saw it all the way and makes the catch. A little bit of rain to deal with, but I think the sky actually might be easier now than when we had full bright sun to look into. He didn't have any trouble tracking that one, it appeared.
Yeah, he picked that one up right up off the bat. He called it right away, had his arms out saying he's got it, tracked it the whole way, and made an easy catch there.
So Rydberg will be the batter now for the Centaurs. Ooh, hits that one hard and right past Fox. Going for 2, and then the throw gets away. Oh, they had a real shot at him there.
Yeah, I think they had him on a good throw. They get him there, but another hard hit ball by him. He's hit the ball hard a couple times.
Hey, maybe being generous, but I guess we'll call that one a hit.
I give him a hit. He hit it so hard. If you hit the ball that hard and you get on base.
He would have had some explaining to do, though, if he got thrown out going to second on that one, I think, down by 6, but he didn't. So all's well that ends well.
He got a rip in his pants. He's played a good ball game today.
There's a strike taken by Anzaldo, who is 1 for 2. Ooh, nice breaking ball. Maybe the best of the game right there from Vetter.
So slow, change of pace, and good little break over the plate.
See if he can finish him off here. 0-2, one of the more dangerous BC hitters, and he does. Swing and a miss for out number 3. And so we go to the bottom of the 5th. Cooper leading at 7-1 as some rain starting to fall, but they've now finished 5 innings, or 4.5 anyway, and could be a win for them. We'll see how the weather plays out. Let's go back to the break and come back with more baseball.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back, and looks like we're gonna call the teams in here. And yeah, seeing some lightning action, so they're gonna have a little weather delay here, it looks like. I'm sure for the moment anyway, it'll be a delay. We'll see. Again, they have completed the top of the 5th, so 7-1 Cooper. And we are in a weather delay right now. At least that's what we'll call it for the moment. It's rain's coming down. Not raining hard enough, I don't think, to be the cause. It's the lightning that they're bringing them in right now. So we will take a timeout and maybe be back with more baseball, or maybe not. Cooper leading it by a score of 7-1. And welcome back here as Cooper will win this one. They have made the decision to call the game. And again, we've gone 5 now. Cooper didn't need to bat in the bottom of the 5th. And the team said, you know, rather than wait this out for a long time, we'll just call it good right here. I think this was more the coaches than the umpire actually kind of making that call. So Cooper will win this one by a score of 7-1, as we had some lightning causing a delay, and then again they're not going to resume. The Hawks get the W, so congratulations to Cooper. Thanks to both teams here, and hope you've enjoyed this one here on CCX Sports. Again, the final score is Cooper 7, Brooklyn Center 1. Good night.